This Midhants Railway has been in service for many years, now being cut off from the South Western Railway and being an independent steam locomotive service. We travel to Ropley Station to discuss its history with its local historian.
The railway was opened in October 1865 and the station opened with it, all of which were built to the same style. There was Ropley, Alresford, which was a larger version. There was a fourth station at Medstead, but that's slightly different. All of the stations were built by a firm called Bull & Sons, who were quite a well-known building contractor at the time in Southampton, and among other things they built the Winchester Guildhall and the Law Courts in the Strand. So they had quite a pedigree. The biggest change came about in the late 1920s and 1930s. It was a problem with a lot of rural railways, was that as soon as a bus service was put on along the road, the passenger traffic dropped very considerably, and the railway reacted to that by reducing staff numbers and taking out some of the facilities. And in 1927, Ropley lost its station master, and it was taken over by the station master at Alresford. And in 1931, it lost its signal box and the loop line through this platform. And after that, there was just a single track through the other platform, and this platform basically became overgrown.
The Watercress Line also houses many a great locomotive engine, quite like 80150. We went to discuss its development with Martin, who is one of the co-founders of the Friends of 80150 project.
Well, 80150 is British Railways Class 4 standard tank locomotive, built in 1956 at Brighton Works. It was first stationed at Brighton, and it went to Eastleigh, and it worked the rest of its life at Eastleigh and was eventually withdrawn in 1965, and it works local passenger trains in our area of Hampshire. Well, 80150 came to us from Barry Scrapyard, where a lot of the locomotives went when they were withdrawn from British Railways. It's currently at Ropley, and it lives in the top yard, which is at the northeasterly end of Ropley Station. It only worked for 9 years. It was one of the last locomotives built by British Railways, and it was towed to a scrapyard in South Wales, where it was expected to be cut up. The only thing was, the owner of the scrapyard decided it was a lot easier to cut up wagons, so he left the locomotives as they were, and they gradually got bought up by enthusiasts. What we're trying to do with 80150, it's a genuine part of the heritage of the Watercress Line, because when it was at Eastleigh, it regularly worked up to Alresford with the Watercress trains. So, with the Watercress Line, this was one of the Watercress locos. It picked up the Watercress to take it to market. So it's very important that we restore this locomotive because it has local importance. We did manage to find quite a lot of the parts that were taken off it many years ago. One of the most significant parts of the locomotive is the reverser gearbox, and that had disappeared from 80150 probably 50 years ago. And 2 weeks ago, it arrived back here, back at this station, having been missing for 50 years. There have been another 13 of this class locomotive restored in the past, and the know-how is there. The technology is there. A lot of the patterns, a lot of the tooling exists already. So we're not trying to recreate something that hasn't existed for 50 years. We're dealing with known technology, lots of people who have done one of these before. So that makes it a lot easier, so that one day it might run again.
These days, the station is it's very nicely kept. It's very much a showpiece. We don't see a lot of use by passengers, though. Unfortunately, most people just go through on the train, and apart from high days and holidays, we don't see very many people on the station, which I think is a pity because it's really a very nice little station.